am training at home, then I love to come home to a fish curry. That absolutely does it for me. And on the water, actually, it's curry as well. Freeze-dried almond jalfrezi. It's the best. I reef the mainsail on this boat in exactly the same way that you would reef the mainsail on a smaller boat. So I go up to the mast, I let the halyard go, the sail drops down, I fix the tack of the sail, and then I put in the reefing line. Crossing the equator, I think I will probably just mark it by taking a photo and maybe making a video to share with everyone at home. But I've crossed the equator quite a few times now, and I was piercing my ears every time I went across the equator, but I've run out of skin, so I'm not going to do that. During the race, I will be sending back some blogs and photos and videos, and I'll also be able to talk with my team on the shore, so I'm really hoping to share with all of you everything about this, the good stuff and the bad stuff. It's a little bit difficult at the moment with the start because of the COVID regulations around the race village in France, but the race village will be open, and there is an opportunity for those that can make it to France to come and have a look at all of the boats. If not, then it's going to be televised and it will be on Facebook Live. I'm not restricted in what I can take, but I don't want to fill the boat up with heavy stuff that will slow me down, and so everything that comes onto the boat needs to sort of justify its position. And so I'm working with my technical director, Geoff Brown. We're going through every single part of the boat, working out what spares I need, what tools I need, and taking no more than that. Every day is different. On the Vendee, it would depend what the weather is like as to what I'm doing, but I have a sort of set of jobs that I need to go through. So I need to download the weather, I need to calculate what my route should be going forwards, I need to do media updates, I need to check every single little tiny inch of the boat to see if there's any damage or repairs, I need to sleep, I need to eat, I need to sit out and look at the sails and trim and make the boat go fast, and all of that sort of happens at a different pace and at different times of day depending on where I am. Climbing the mast on my own while I'm sailing is one of the riskier things that I do, and I've been practicing a lot, and the kit I use is the kind of kit that tree surgeons use. So when I'm climbing, I wear a helmet, I wear gloves, I wear knee and elbow pads, and then I will always call my shore team too, so that they know I'm going aloft. And then I use 3 devices to get me up there and hold me in place. So one is a sort of self-belay device, which is on my main harness, and then I use 2 hand descenders as well. For my autopilots, I use NKE, which is a French brand, and I use Raymarine linear drive rams to move the rudders. I generate power on board through natural sources as much as possible. So I've got solar panels that whenever there's light, they're always putting energy into my batteries. And then on the back of the boat, I have 2 hydro generators, which are sort of like outboard legs, and I drop them in the water when I'm going fast, and they charge the batteries up just using the speed of the boat. I listen to Daft Punk, in particular Random Access Memories. That really is my go-to track. If you know that there's a big weather system coming and you can't get out of the way, then you know part of your mental preparation is the actual physical preparation of the boat. So I would go around the boat, I would ensure that everything was in exactly the right state, I had the right sails up, everything was tied down, I eat as much as possible, I sleep as much as possible beforehand, and then while I'm in the weather system I just need to remember to stay safe, to stay contained, and the weather will pass. Yes, I do. I basically look at the mast visually from the deck every single day, and I will be doing things like dropping the sail down and looking at the cars on the mast, and then definitely when I come out of the Southern Ocean I will need to find a calm day and climb the mast and give it a proper inspection before heading back up the Atlantic. I am probably most worried about dismasting, and my mitigation against that is actually I've replaced all of the standing rigging on the boat. We've done a full survey on the mast, and if I sail sensibly then that shouldn't happen. For the boat, one of the bigger worries is that I would hit a foreign object in the water that might damage the boat in some way, and really the parts of the boat that would suffer the most from that are the rudders, and I'm taking a spare rudder. And then finally I think I'm most worried about if I had a really bad fall and I broke a bone. And I've had medical training for that, so I know how to deal with it, but also it's just a reminder to be really, really careful all of the time. I don't use hydraulics to camp my keel. It's an entirely mechanical setup with a rope, block and tackle and electric winch. I think the current range of operational budgets in the Vendee Globe race this time round will be from about $500,000 to $25 million. I have a lot of redundancy built into my system, so I have spare components for my autopilot, I have a spare autopilot, and so I'd really have to be having a lot of failure not to have a pilot at all. But I have sailed this boat without a pilot, and so long as you trim the sails well and have the right size sails up, you can actually just tie the tiller into the middle and it goes in a straight line.